Good morning, afternoon, whatever time zone you're in. Hope you're having a good day so far. Welcome. We'll get started in just a few minutes. As a reminder, if you're newer to practicing with us on this particular platform, I cannot see or hear you, so I'll need to rely on you to tell me in the chat if you can see and hear me, which I really hope you can. It's hard to troubleshoot when I cannot actually see or hear anybody out there. I'm going to put what we need for props today in the chat. Assuming I can type. So for today, you'll need 2 blocks and a strap. And then if you typically use anything else to support kind of a vinyasa practice, please go ahead and make sure you have those as well. And of course, you will be successful in the class. If you don't have any of those props, you can use a small hand towel or something along those lines for the strap, or a belt or a scarf. And then the blocks are really just to help kind of bring the floor up closer or make an arm longer, something along those lines. I'll give everyone just a few more minutes to arrive. Hopefully you all can hear me, can let me know in the chat. And if you're feeling up to it, tell me where you're joining from. I am in Indianapolis. It's very, very cold here today. Yay! Thank you, Gwen. So good. It's such a relief to hear that you can see and hear me, because sometimes my audio has not worked. So that is a relief. Thank you for joining. 2 blocks, 1 strap today, or something that can serve those roles. And if you don't have anything handy, no big deal. Hey, from St. Louis. I lived there for 4 years. Cool. Welcome. That's not too far from me, just a 4-hour drive or so. Both my children were born in St. Louis. We lived there around 20 years ago. And my dad grew up there and got married there. Awesome. Well, I think I'll have to take about 1 more minute and wait for anyone else to arrive. I'm going to get my second camera recording over here for a higher resolution experience that will live on the website. I know. It's such a small world. St. Louis. Still have some extended family there. Nice place to visit, though. And a nice place to live for us when we live there. I don't know what the weather's like there for you today, but it is very, very, very chilly here in Indianapolis. So. All right, well, my clock says it's time to go. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll walk my way over to the mat. This one's going, all is well. All right. For those of you newer to practicing with me on this platform, because I'm filming with another camera, I'm also going to just do a more formal introduction. All right. Welcome to Yoga Medicine Online. My name is Valerie Nalpic. For today's practice, we'll need 2 blocks and a strap, or something that can serve along those lines. And if you don't have those things, you will still be very successful with the class. So no worries if you don't have anything handy. We're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm going to suggest that we get started laying down. And before you lay down and get too cozy, grab a strap and grab one of your blocks if you have them. And again, if you don't have them handy, don't worry about it. You won't necessarily have to use them. They just might come in handy. They might be helpful. So once you have those two props within reach, then go ahead and lay back And just take a moment to pause there. Really, the arms and the legs can be in any position that is useful to you or comfortable. I really just want you to take a few moments here to land and to arrive. If you're comfortable letting the eyes close, go ahead and do that. But if that makes you uncomfortable in any way, just find a softening around the muscles of the eyes and the ears and the forehead. Take a moment to swallow and release anything that might be lingering in the jaw and the throat. Find just an ease in the body, which might take several breaths just to kind of get into that easing in, depending on whatever kind of day you're coming from or week you're coming from. All of those things are going to interact with one another to affect our practice. So let's just give ourselves these first few moments here to arrive on your mat. And as we're here and arriving, I will kind of share with you what my intention is for the class. And if it resonates with you, wonderful. But if it doesn't resonate with you, then I invite you to find an intention that does. I'd like to offer up kind of a theme around transitions. And that word transition can mean a lot of things to a lot of individuals. It might be transitions between kind of seasons, transitions between holidays or events. It might be transitions from one experience, such as a job or time of life, to another. And we often hear this phrasing that when one door opens, another, or when one door closes, another opens. We often don't hear anything about what's happening between one door closing and the other one opening. And think of that as like this hallway that exists between these two doors. And so I invite you to kind of envision yourself in a hallway here, easing into that space. And being open to the possibility that that hallway doesn't need to be a place to be afraid or anxious or stressed, but rather being open to the possibility that that hallway can provide a space of massive transformation, a space to make great memories, and a space to maybe find some peace. And we'll try to embody this intention of transition as we make our way through our vinyasa practice today, and that transition can be symbolized by the spaces in between the poses as we move from one thing to the next. To not always have this focus on where you are going or where you need to be, but rather enjoying the transition into that space. Just take a couple deep breaths there into that intention if it resonates. And then if the knees are not already bent, just bend the knees and put the feet on the floor. Maybe hug the knees in towards your chest, holding onto your shins or your knees. And just rock a little bit from side to side. And as you take that movement from side to side, notice all the little, little things that you might be feeling on the back side of the body. I've got a lot of asymmetries personally between the right and the left sides. I have some scoliosis, so I really feel that palpable difference between right and left sides here as I move back and forth, and just find a place to enjoy and take in and observe that in between movement as you move from the right to the left. Embrace any asymmetries, any imbalances. And then just take a moment to pause in the middle and take your hands and make little hats for your kneecaps there. So you're just kind of placing your hands right on the tops of the knees and take the knees in circular motions and do whatever that means to you. Maybe both knees are going in one direction, or maybe you're moving one knee in one direction and the other knee in the other. It doesn't really matter here. Just create a little bit of movement. And then take those circular motions in the opposite direction. And then from here, come back to center, let your left foot find the floor. Your left knee can be bent, or you can straighten that left leg out. It's going to be your choice. Grab onto your strap if you're using one, and just loop that strap around the ball of the right foot. So if you set it into the arch of the foot, slide it up a little bit so it's more around the ball of that foot. One end of the strap in each hand. And just pull gently on the strap. And we're not trying to necessarily guide the leg closer to our chest. Think about lining the ankle over the knee and over the hip as best you can, knowing that for some of us, the hamstrings are going to feel a little tight this early in practice and maybe even well into the practice if you have a little bit tighter hamstrings or in the low back. So feel free to give yourself permission to bend that right knee a little or a lot here. Think about guiding the ball of the foot and your toes in the direction of your nose, whether the knee is bent or straight. And then, if it might feel nice, then maybe guide the leg a little bit closer towards your right shoulder. Again, it doesn't need to happen and it doesn't need to be a lot. So just listen to your body here. It's very early in class. Enjoy these spaces in between. Don't feel like you have to get to a certain point. Just enjoy the information that your body is giving you in these in between spaces. And we're going to take both ends of the strap into our right hand. Take your left hand to the top of your left hip. And it's just going to create a little bit of an anchor here to remind ourselves to keep that left hip anchored down to the ground. And take the right leg out to the right as far as you want it to go, but without lifting the left side of the glutes off the mat. And remember that left leg can be straight or bent. It really is just dependent on how you're feeling today. Soften around the face. Notice if you're clenching your teeth here. Again, not necessarily thinking that you need to go to your end range of motion. Maybe you're finding some interesting spots before that point and choose to linger there. Take one more breath. We'll come back, bring that right leg back to center. Keep the strap where it is. You're just going to switch the grasp into the left hand. So, and put both ends of the strap into your left hand. Take your right thumb, slide it into the right hip crease. So, in between the top of your thigh and that right frontal hip bone, slide that right thumb in there and just think about guiding the right hip crease away from your right ear. So, you're just going to maintain a bit of length on the right side of your waist and then let the right leg come across the body towards the left side of your space just a little bit, like maybe a quarter of the way. Should feel some nice information there along the outside of your right leg. I certainly do, along that IT band area. Again, not needing to be anywhere necessarily, not needing to go to that end range of motion, but really enjoying the information and taking it in here, this point in between a neutral place and that end place. Let it be interesting. Take one more breath there. And then you have a couple of options here. You can just stay here if this feels most interesting and magical, or you can let that right leg come all the way over to the left, kind of going to that end range of motion just to find a spinal twist. And I'm going to invite you to either keep the right leg straight if you choose that option, or you can bend the right knee and really choosing what's going to feel best in your body. Take two more breaths there. And then nice and slow, bring that right leg back up. We're going to remove the strap and try not to rush this. Like, don't be in a hurry to get to the destination. Just let that right leg slowly, slowly, slowly float down towards the floor. Imagine that the right leg is kind of moving through molasses. So that molasses is really slowing that right leg down. Be the patient observer of the sensations you feel along the way. And then once the right leg lands, just take that kind of observable moment and notice the difference between the right and left legs. My right leg feels a little longer than my left. You might have that sensation as well. And then we'll repeat that series on the other side. So I'm going to bend both knees, get my right foot on the floor, draw the left knee in, loop that strap around the ball of the left foot. And remember here to start, just let that left leg be kind of right above the left hip. So we're not going for end range of motion, just finding some ease here. Left knee does not need to be super straight. Maybe bring some awareness to the back of the pelvis. Feel that tactile sensation of it being supported by the mat. And then if it's right for you, you can guide the left leg a little closer toward you. Maybe finding some interesting spots in between. And then take both ends of the strap into the left hand to the top of the right hip. Right leg can be bent or straight. And then let the left leg open out to the left side. And again, maybe don't go all the way to your end range of motion. Find something special in between or along the way that feels interesting. Anchor down through that right hip. There's a tendency for it to want to lift up away from the floor. Take one more breath there. And then slowly bring that left leg back to center. Switch the strap into the right hand. Left thumb to left hip crease. And then guide the left hip away from your left ear to start before you let the right leg come across or the left leg come across. And remember to start, we're just taking it about a third of the way or a quarter of the way. It doesn't need to be very far for many of us to feel something interesting. Make sure you're breathing here. Soften around the face, the jaw, the throat. And then remember here, you have some options. You can linger here, or if you'd like, you can bring that left leg all the way over to the right. Maybe you choose to stop somewhere before your end range of motion, something that feels interesting. Just take a bit of a spinal twist there if that's the choice that you're making. Take two more breaths. And we'll bring that left leg back up to center. Remove the strap. And again, as if that leg is moving through very thick, viscous liquid like molasses, just slowly let that left leg very slowly float, float, float down to the floor. Don't be in a rush. Enjoy the moments in between. Take a moment, take a breath here at the end, both legs resting on the floor, and just notice. And then you can set the strap aside here, bend the knees and put your feet on the floor as if you're going to set up for bridge pose. We're going to cross our right ankle over our left thigh. So our legs look like the shape of the number 4. You can make sure that your block is within reach here, probably on the left side of your mat, actually. And then we're just going to press down into our left foot. Take an inhale there. And on your exhale, just begin to curl and lift the back of the pelvis up away from the floor. And don't feel as if this needs to be your biggest bridge pose. Just find a lift that feels suitable. Find something interesting in between. Take a breath in there once you find your height. And then on the exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. And do that twice more. Take an inhale here at the bottom. Exhale, curl and lift up into your height, whatever that is. Take an inhale at the top and then exhale, lower, nice and slow down. Enjoy the spaces in between. One more time. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, curl and lift up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower everything down. Now keep your legs in this position, clasp the hands behind the head. Take a breath in here. And on your exhale, lift eyes, nose, chin, elbows straight up. Get both shoulder blades off the floor and then take your left elbow in the direction of your right knee. Try to keep your right shoulder blade up off the floor. Inhale, elbows back to center. Get a second lift up. And then exhale, lower head and shoulders halfway down. We have 2 more of these. Inhale. Exhale, lift eyes, nose, chin, elbows up towards the ceiling. Take the left elbow over towards your right knee. Inhale, everything back to center. Get a second lift up. Exhale, lower everything down. Only one more. Inhale. Exhale, lift everything up. Left elbow over towards the right knee. Keep that right shoulder blade up off the floor. It's challenging. Inhale, come back to center. Second lift up. Exhale, lower head and shoulders all the way down. Now keep your legs in this position. We're going to let them drop over to the left. So the sole of your right foot should find the floor, right knee pointed generally up in the direction of the ceiling. This is where that block might come in handy. If you take the block into your left hand, you can take the end of the block to the center of your right thigh and just gently guide the right leg away from your torso. Getting into that kind of side flank area. For me, I feel this a lot right above the rim of the pelvis on the right side, right above that hip area. getting into the side waist a little bit as we move through class. Take one more breath here. And then slowly come back through center. Uncross the legs. Maybe take a little wash from side to side. If you use the block, put it over on the right side of your mat so it's within reach. Right foot finds the floor, left ankle crosses over. We got 3 of these. Take a breath in. On your exhale, curl and lift up to your height. Inhale at the top. Should feel your glutes start to turn on. Exhale, lower everything down. And there might be some asymmetries on the side. Just embrace that. Take an inhale at the bottom. Exhale, curl and lift up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower everything down. One more time. Breath in here at the bottom. Exhale, curl and lift everything up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower everything down. Clasp the hands behind the head, wrap the elbows in, take a breath in. Exhale, lift eyes, nose, chin, elbows straight up, and take the right elbow over towards the left knee. Keep the left shoulder blade up off the floor. Inhale, bring everything back to center. Get a second lift up. Exhale, lower head and shoulders. Halfway down, we do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, lift everything up. Right elbow over towards left knee. Inhale, back to center. Second lift up. Exhale, head and shoulders down. Once more. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Right elbow towards left knee. Left shoulder blade up. Inhale, back to center. Second lift. Exhale, lower head and shoulders all the way down. Keep the legs in this position. Let them drop over to the right. Sole of the left foot finds the floor. Left knee pointed generally towards the ceiling. Take the block into your right hand if you're using it, and just use that block as an extension of your arm, making it longer. Place the end of the block into the center of your left thigh and just gently guide that left thigh away from you. And notice if you're already kind of thinking, where are we going? Where is she guiding us in class? Let yourself linger in these special moments on the way. We're going to be getting up off the floor here in just a moment, really start moving. So enjoy this moment of relative ease. Take one more breath. Slowly unravel yourself, uncross the legs. You have a couple of options here. Hug the knees in. You can either roll off to one side or take a few rock and rolls forward and back. We'll eventually meet on hands and knees, the tabletop-like position. And just find a transition to the hands and knees that feels interesting. Maybe it's a different way there than usual. I'm going to suggest that if you're using blocks, that you have them up towards the top of the mat. So make that transition as well. And if you used a strap, you can just set it aside, out of the way. It's not going to get in the way of anything else. So set yourselves up on hands and knees, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's tuck the toes here to start. On your inhale, look forward, draw the chest forward. And on the exhale, round into the spine here. Press the floor away and just sink the hips back towards your heels and get a little simultaneous foot stretch. One more like that. Inhale, draw shoulders over wrists, look forward, chest pulls through the gate of the arms. And exhale, press the floor away, round in between the shoulder blades and sink the hips back towards your heels. Inhale, draw forward, shoulders over wrists. You can untuck your toes here so the tops of the feet are on the mat. We're going to walk our hands over towards the left side of the mat, but keep your knees where they are. So for me, my left hand is very much off the mat. Right hand is almost off the mat. Just find a position that works for you. We're going to take some cat-cows here. So on your inhale, draw the heart forward, look forward. Exhale, press the floor away, round into the spine, and this time sink the hips back towards your heels so it turns into a little like child's pose with a side bend. Let's go back and forth 2 more times. Inhale, draw shoulders over wrists, look forward, chest pulls through. Exhale, sink back, hips towards heels. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now pause here in this child's pose-like position. You might even walk your hands a little further over to the left if that would feel nice. Just a couple breaths here. Breathe into the right side waist, the right armpit. And then walk the hands back to center. Pull shoulders over wrists and walk the hands off to the right side of the mat. We're just going to complete that on the other side. So on the inhale, draw the heart forward, look forward. Exhale, hips to heels. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. And exhale. And this time, pause in this child's pose variation with the side bend. And if it would feel right, maybe kind of wiggle your hands or walk your hands a little bit further over to the right if that would feel nice. Sending some extra breath into the left side of the torso. One more breath here. And then walk the hands back to center. Draw the shoulders over the wrists just enough so that you can tuck your toes. And then we're going to sink the hips back towards your heels for another little foot stretch here, and look in between your thumbs. Really press the floor away here. So with your hands, you're pressing them towards that short top end of the mat to guide the hips a little closer back towards the heels. You feel some stretch through the bottoms of the feet. Then think about taking this upper arm bone and hugging it down into the shoulder socket. So really pack it down, look in between your thumbs and recommit to that pressing of the floor away. Now keep pressing with your hands and see what happens if you continue to do that. Can you lift your knees off the mat? And then lift the hips into downward facing dog. So just a different transition into down dog. We often pull the shoulders over the wrists and then press back that way. Just see what a different transition looks like. But eventually we're going to meet in down dog. Once in down dog, just take any organic movement that you need here. Nod the head yes, shake it no. Pedal out through the feet. That would feel good. If you took anything one-sided, go ahead and balance yourself out there. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Feet are about hip distance apart here. On your inhale, lift up high on your tiptoes. You're still in down dog. On your exhale, let the heels drop over to the right. So the hips are still high. The upper body looks like down dog. Lower body kind of looks like side plank. You're still reaching your hips up in the direction of kind of the space where the wall and the ceiling meet behind you. On your next inhale, bring those heels back through center. And on the exhale, let the heels drop over to the left. Press the floor away with your hands. Inhale, come back through center. We're going to add on there. On the exhale, drop the heels over to the right. You can either stay here with straight legs or bend your knees so you're in this kind of funky squat with the knees bending to the left side of your space. Inhale, pull forward to plank, but the heels are still over towards the right. So now you're in plank in the upper body, side plank in the lower body. Right hip wants to fall down to the ground, lift it up. Now you can stay here or drop the right knee. It's going to be your call. On your inhale, the left arm's going to lift up and find side plank. So you can drop the right knee down for more support. Breath in there. Exhale, lower left hand back down, come through plank and press back down dog. We'll break that down on the other side. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, heels to the left. Stay here with straight legs or bend your knees into that squat. Knees are bending over to the right. Inhale, pull forward into that plank, side plank hybrid. Lift the left hip away. Use your obliques there. On your next inhale, lift the right arm high so you're in a side plank. Left hand's on the ground. Exhale, right hand down, come through plank, downward facing dog. I'm going to go through that 2 more times on each side, a little more efficiently. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, heels to the right. Bend the knees if you choose. Inhale, pull forward to plank, side plank hybrid. Exhale here, lift the right hip. Inhale, the left arm high. We're going to add on here. Exhale, lower the right hip down like you're just taking a little hip dip if that's right for you. And then inhale, lift that right hip up. Exhale, back, down dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, heels to the left. Maybe there's a little squat. Inhale, pull forward to that plank, side plank hybrid. Exhale here, get your bearings. Inhale, right hand lifts. Exhale, maybe there's a hip dip. Drop the left hip down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, back, down dog. One more time each side, no more add-ons. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, heels to the right. Maybe there's a squat. Inhale, draw forward to plank, side plank hybrid. Exhale, get your bearings, pause. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, lower the right hip. Inhale, lift the right hip. Exhale, back, down dog. One more time. Inhale, lift the heels. Last time. Exhale, heels to the left. Maybe there's a squat. Inhale to plank, side plank hybrid. Exhale, pause. Inhale, lift the right arm high. Exhale, lower left hip to hover. Inhale, lift that left hip. Exhale, back, down dog. Breath in, breath out. Walk the hands back to your feet. So you're in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Knees can be bent. Grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. Just take a little sway in the upper body from side to side. Release the hands down. Maybe walk the hands over to the right. Just get a little side stretch in this forward fold. Walk the hands back through center, and then walk the hands over to the left. And then come back through center. Root down through your feet. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms rise, come all the way up. Once you're at the top, lift up high onto your tiptoes. Wobbling is wonderful. Embrace it. Just see what happens today. Your heels are lifted. Take an inhale there. Exhale, heels to the ground as you forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. We're going to do that again. Inhale, lift all the way up high. Rise to stand. Lift up high onto your tiptoes. Enjoy the spaces in between. The heels aren't quite lifted all the way up. Maybe there's some wobbling. Just embrace it. Find something to find magic about here. Take an inhale there. Exhale, heels to the ground and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms rise. Come all the way up to stand. Lift up high on your tiptoes, and this time we're going to pause here. Zip everything up. So lift your kneecaps. Find some sensation in squeezing through the glutes. You're hugging everything in through the midline there. And then see what happens if you tiptoe on your tiptoes all the way up to the top of the mat. Find a place to stand there at the top of the mat. Your heels are still lifted. And then walk backwards to the back of your mat. Now you can't see back there, so you're going to have to figure out where the back of your mat might be. Be confident. Take an inhale there at the back of the mat. And then on your exhale, we're going to walk one more time to the top of the mat. We're going to stay up here. Take a breath in, and then exhale, heels to the mat as you forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Pause. Knees can be up or down here. Just kind of embrace these different ways of being in poses. Take an inhale here, and on your exhale, tap your right hand to the top of your left shoulder. And then lower your right hand down. Take left hand to right shoulder. Left hand down, right hand to left shoulder. Right hand down, left hand to right shoulder. Lower down, pause. Take a breath in here, and on your exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Slide the hands back by your hips. Press down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift head, chest. Breathe. Press through the tops of the feet. Legs are engaged and turned on here. Now this isn't our end point. Lift the hands. Sweep the arms out to the side. Keep the chest lifted. Reach the arms forward and then maybe lift the legs. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, enjoy being here. Breath out, lower all the way down. Hands come underneath your shoulders, press up and back. Down dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, lift high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or float forward, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms rise, come all the way up and lift all the way up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, heels to the floor, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Pause. Feet wider is going to give you more stability, knees to the ground as well. We're going to do this again a couple times. Right hand taps left shoulder. Try not to really move through the hips. Then left hand taps right shoulder. One more time. Right to left and left to right. Breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Hands slide back behind us. Press down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift head, chest, and hands. Keep the chest lifted as you reach your arms out to the side. Keep your tops of your feet on the ground. Sweep the arms forward, then lift the legs. Stay with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press up and back. Down dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, lift high on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or float forward, feet to hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms rise, come all the way up. Lift high onto your tiptoes. Embrace the wobbling. Exhale, heels to the floor, forward folds. Lots of wobbling for me that time. Inhale, half lifts. Exhale, step back to plank. Couple of those shoulder taps, right to left to right, right to left to right. Take a breath in there. Exhale, lower all the way down. Sweep the arms back. This should feel familiar. Embrace it. Lift head, chest, hands. The legs are anchored here. Sweep the arms out to the side. Sweep them forward. Lift your legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Press back. Down dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg this time. On your exhale, bend the knee in the air, open the hip. Inhale, straighten the lifted leg, close down the hip. And on your exhale, tap your knee to your nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, and then step that right foot in between your thumbs. Nice low lunge. Now your hands might be useful to put them on blocks here. We're going to lower down the back left knee for the first movement here. So your left hand might be on a block, might be helpful. On your inhale, we're going to sweep the right arm forward and up. Bend the left knee and just reach back. And we're not trying to grab the foot, but just tap it in that direction. That's the inhale. On the exhale, left foot finds the ground. Lift the left knee, lift the hips, and reach the right hand kind of underneath the body, trying to reach back for your left thigh. I'm going to go back and forth there 2 more times. Inhale, come forward into your lunge. Left knee finds the floor. Tap right arm back towards the left foot. And then exhale, reach the right arm through for the left thigh. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now this time we're going to hold the position. So inhale, come forward into your lunge. Exhale, and just grab onto that foot. And if you can't grab it, don't worry. Just reach. Reach, reach, reach. Think about opening up the right side of your chest. Breath in. Breath out. Take one more inhale there. And then on the exhale, come into the opposite position where you're reaching that right arm back towards the left thigh, and just hold here for 3, for 2, and 1. Bend back into your right knee. And from here, from this lunge position, we're going to walk around to the left. Try to stay low to the best of your ability and make sure that your knees are tracking over your toes here as you come into Skandasana over to the left. Now you can keep your hands on the floor. You might even grab your blocks and bring them with you. You can bring your arms high. You can be quite high. Anything goes at your call. Enjoy it. Inhale, straighten through both legs, and exhale over to Skandasana to the right. Inhale through the center. Exhale over to the left. Cool. From here, look towards your right toes. The right toes are going to turn towards the top of your mat. Bend into your right knee. Just open up into warrior 2. Breathe in and out, and be willing to shift around on your feet. If you need to transition through your feet and revise where your feet are, do that. Life is always going to throw us curveballs in spaces where we aren't completely steady. So be willing to maneuver and shift so that you're trying to create a steady foundation for yourself. On your inhale, reverse your warrior. So reach your right arm back. Now keep everything you've created in your upper body. Press with your right foot to work towards straightening that right leg. So you're in sky archer pose. Take an inhale there. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step back, high plank. Lower all the way down to the floor. Sweep the arms back by your hips. Lift the head, chest. And then reach the arms out to the side and forward as you lift your legs. Shalabhasana variation for 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything down. Press up and back. Down dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee in the air. Open the hip. Inhale, straighten the lifted leg and close the hip 3 times. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Pause. And step the left foot in between your thumbs. Lower down the right knee. Right hand can be on a block here. Same thing on the other side that we did on the other side. So inhale the left arm forward and up. Reach it back and try to tap the right toes. And then exhale. Lift the hips. Reach the left arm back for your right thigh. 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Once more. Inhale. And exhale. Now this time we're going to come in and just linger and pause. If you make the connection, make the connection. If not, just reach in the direction. Think about opening the left side of the chest. Wherever you are, you're breathing. Enjoying the space. And then take one more breath in there. On the exhale, transition to the other shape and pause and linger for 3, 2, and 1. Bend back into your left knee. Walk around to the right. Take Skandasana over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, Skandasana left. Inhale through center. Exhale, Skandasana to the right. Now look towards your left toes. Be willing to transition here. Turn your toes to the front of the mat. Bend into your left knee. And then open up into warrior 2. And once you're there, be willing to adjust your feet. You're worth it. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach that left arm up and back. Keep everything you've created in your upper body straighten through your left leg. Press that left foot into the floor to get there. Take an inhale there, and then exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Reach the arms back. Lift head and chest. Sweep the arms out to the side and forward, and then lift the legs. We're here for 3, 2, feel the strength of your back body, and 1, lower all the way down, press up and back, down dog. Breath in, breath out. Now from here, there's just gonna be a few little variations this next time through. They are options. Inhale, lift your right leg high. And the exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Maybe you stay here, maybe you find wild thing or flip dog, whatever you like to call it. Breathe. One more inhale. On the exhale, we're going to come back through three-legged dog. We'll meet everyone else there. Now, 3 times we're going to take knee to nose, but listen up. There's going to be an option here in this three-legged dog to press off the standing leg and just find a little hop. It doesn't need to be a big hop. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Maybe just hop with that left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Maybe there's a hop. One more time. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Maybe there's a hop. And then step your right foot forward. Lower down the left knee. 3 times. Inhale, reach that right arm back and tap. Exhale, lift the hips. Reach right hand to left thigh. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bend into your right knee. We're going to walk around. Exhale, Skandasana left. Inhale to center. Exhale, Skandasana right. Inhale to center. Exhale, Skandasana left. Look towards your right foot. Bend into your right knee. Open up. Let's go right to reverse warrior. Press through your right foot. Sky archer. Take an inhale there. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga this time. Inhale to cobra, up dog, or any back bend that you like. Exhale back, down dog. Second side, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Maybe stay here, or if you like, wild thing. Breath in. And breath out. We're going to come back around. We'll meet up in three-legged dog. 3 times here with a hop option. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Maybe there's a hop. 2 more. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, maybe there's a hop. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Maybe there's a hop. And then step your left foot forward. Lower down the right knee. 3 times. Inhale the left hand back. Maybe it taps the right toes. And then exhale, lift the hips. Reach that left arm underneath. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Once more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bend into the left knee. Walk around to the right. Exhale, Skandasana right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the right. Look towards your left foot. Turn the toes, bend into your left knee. Come right into reverse warrior. Inhale there. On your exhale, press into your left foot to straighten your left leg. Sky archer pose. Take a breath in. And then exhale. Cartwheel down to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale to the back bend of your choice. Exhale back, down dog. Breath in. Breath out. One more time through with one final add-on. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, bend the knee in the air. Maybe there's wild thing. Inhale there. Exhale. Right side yourself. We'll come back to three-legged dog 3 times. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Maybe there's the hop there. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Maybe there's a hop. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time. Inhale, three-legged dog. Maybe there's a hop. And then step the right foot forward. We're gonna do this one time this time. Inhale, reach the right arm up and around, tap the foot. Exhale, lift the hips, reach the right arm through. Just that once. Inhale, bend into your right knee. We're gonna turn to the left. Exhale, Skandasana, left. Inhale through center. Exhale, Skandasana, right. Inhale to center. Exhale, Skandasana, left. Look toward your right toes. Move them as needed. Bend into the right knee. Reverse your warrior. Press into your right foot. Sky archer pose. Take an inhale there. Your exhale. We're going to cartwheel the hands down to the mat, and here's where things are going to change. Step the left foot forward and cross it behind the right. So you're going to crisscross forward fold. Blocks might be useful under your hands. Walk the hands over to the right. You're in this little crisscross forward fold with a side bend. Woo. Walk the hands over to the left. Notice how just the crisscross really changes the experience in the forward fold. Embrace it. It's like a new way, a new hallway. And then inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, keep the legs crisscross, rise all the way up to stand. We're going to add on here. And on your exhale, let's just slide the right ankle up to the left thigh. So your legs look like the number 4. And if it's right for you, take a little figure 4 squat. And don't get too cozy there because we're going to start transitioning. Lift up, stand into your left leg, and then take your right hand or right knee towards the ground to find dancer pose. And this probably won't be your biggest dancer. We're just going to go back and forth. So take an inhale here, and on your exhale, figure 4 squat. Inhale, dancers. Exhale, figure 4 squat. Inhale, dancers, and pause. And just notice the transitions there. Now, as we linger in this dancer shape, maybe it changes shape. You find a new place to explore. Find some magic in the spaces in between this more upright dancer and maybe a different dancer where you're leaning slightly forward, but maybe you don't go to your default end range of motion point. Take a breath in. And then exhale. Step the right foot down to meet, or the right foot down to meet the left, and just take Utkatasana. Breath in, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, and you can make your way to down dog in a way that suits. If you like the vinyasa, take it. If not, we'll meet in down dog for our final side. Now, you generally know what's coming. Embrace all the various hallways along the way. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you take wild thing. We'll make our way back around, meeting in 3-legged dog 3 times. Maybe there's a hop. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Maybe there's a hop. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog, maybe a hop, and then step the left foot forward. Lower the right knee down. Remember, we only have one of these this time. Inhale, left arm reaches back and taps. Exhale, lift the hips, left arm reaches through. Inhale, bend into your left knee, and exhale, walk around to the right, Skandasana. Inhale through center. Exhale, Skandasana left. Inhale to center. Exhale, Skandasana right. Look towards those left toes. Bend into the left knee. Come right into reverse. Move your feet as needed. And then straighten your left leg. Sky archer pose. Take an inhale there. On the exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Remember, here's where we added on. Step the right foot forward to cross behind the left. You're in a crisscross forward fold. Enjoy this little hallway here. Find some magic in all these little nooks and crannies, these new experiences and sensations. Walk the hands over to the left. Come back through center and then walk over to the right. Come back through center. Keep the legs crossed. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Embrace any wobbling. There's going to be wobbling that happens as you rise up. And then on your exhale, slide that left ankle up to the right thigh. Maybe there's a bit of a squat. Remember, don't get too cozy in that place. Inhale, lift up into dancers. It's going to be a little bit more upright because we're moving back and forth. Exhale, figure four squat. Inhale, upright dancer. Let it be uncertain. Exhale, figure four squat. Inhale into dancers, and this time explore between more of an upright space, maybe something that looks a little different. Let there be a sense of uncertainty here, but let it be peaceful. Are you breathing? Calm and steady. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Left foot lowers down to meet the right. Step the feet out about as wide as your mat, and either take just a wide Utkatasana, or some of you may slide all the way down into Malasana. You have a couple blocks there. You can sit on a block or two. If that would be useful. Spine is long. Chest is lifted. Coming into this shape that can be very grounding. Both feet on the ground, our strong, steady legs. Feel that sense of connection to the earth and to your breath. And this does not need to be elegant or smooth. We're going to make our way down to the mat. So, however you like to transition, come all the way down. And just lay all the way down on the floor. Knees bent, feet on the mat. Feel the sense of support from the mat. Feel your feet firm, back of the skull resting. You might notice the beating of your heart here, the movement of the breath. Press down into your feet as if you're going to lift into bridge. We're just going to lift the back of the pelvis up about an inch. Scoot the hips to the right side of your mat and then lower them back down. The hips are kind of over to the right. And then extend the legs off to the left. So your glutes stay on the ground. The back of your shoulders stay on the ground. Reach the arms up if it's okay in the shoulders. And reach the arms off to the top left corner of your mat. So you're in this supine crescent moon shape. Getting this nice stretch through the entire right side of the body. If you'd like to explore a little bit more, you might cross your right ankle over your left. Just going to change the information and the sensations. Notice if there's any place in the body that is still gripping, fingers or toes, your jaw, space around the eyes or in between the eyebrows. Invite a sense of peace into the body. Take one more breath here. And the invitation to come out is one that is quite slow. So for me, this particular shape it brings with it a lot of sensation. And so I like to move really slow as I come out of that. Feel this sense of just being able to feel and observe where space was created and let that rebound effect of coming out of that shape be calm and easy. We'll do the other side. So as you're back in the center of the mat ish, bend the knees, put the feet on the floor, press down into the feet just to lift the back of the pelvis up about an inch, scoot the hips to the left, and then extend the arms and the legs over the right. Remember the back of the pelvis, the glutes, the shoulders should all be on the floor, back of the skull on the floor. If you want a little bit of extra exploration, you can cross the left ankle over the right. And this side might feel very different. I mentioned at the beginning of the class, I have some asymmetries because of scoliosis, and this shape, one side to the other, does have a lot of differences. It's just information for me. Notice if there's any sensation or information that would be worthwhile for you to collect here, but also find ease and peace and a sense of softening into the shape. If think of the back side of the body as representing the past and the front side of the body representing the future. The side body represents the present. And if you're in a space of transition, if you're in a hallway where one door has closed and another one hasn't quite opened, just allow yourself to linger in these spaces to find some transformation and magic and peace in the spaces in between, in this present moment. Take one more breath here. And slowly make your way out of that. Again, moving slow with intention and mindfulness. And the invitation here is to take up a lot of space and slide into Shavasana. If there's something that you know you need to take before you settle into Shavasana, do it. If you feel like you'd be more comfortable taking Shavasana or a final pose that's different, please do so. You have time in your schedule to linger in Shavasana or your closing space, please do so and feel free to ignore my voice. If you're on more of a schedule, just begin to bring some gentle awareness to your fingers and your toes. Place your left hand on your heart, right hand just below the ribs, right around navel center. We connect to the beating of your heart, to the movement of the breath in the body, to this feeling of peace, to being open to transformation, to creating memories, and to finding ease in the spaces in between. Hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, a hug, a moment of thanks and silent gratitude just for making time to get onto your mat today. And transition to a seated position in a way that feels perfect. I honor the place in each of you in which the entire universe dwells, and I honor the place in each of you that is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. Thank you for your practice, friends. I'll see you soon.